You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not undisciplined. Yet somewhere along the way, you started believing that story about yourself. Every time you delay an important task, every time you choose comfort over effort, you silently tell yourself, maybe I'm just not strong enough. But that belief is false. Procrastination is not proof of failure. It is proof that your brain is trying to protect you in the wrong way. Deep inside your mind exists an ancient survival system that evolved thousands of years ago, when danger meant wild animals, hunger, and physical threats. Its only mission was to keep you alive. Today, that same system still operates, but it has not adapted to modern life. It cannot tell the difference between real danger and emotional discomfort. To it, giving a presentation, starting a business, studying for an exam, or having a difficult conversation feels just as threatening as facing an enemy. So it reacts the same way, with fear and avoidance. When you think about doing something challenging, this system activates instantly. Your heart feels heavy, your body resists, your mind becomes restless, and then, almost magically, excuses appear. I'll do it tomorrow. I need more information first. I'm not in the right mood. Today is not the right day. These thoughts feel intelligent and reasonable, but they are not created by logic. They are created by fear. They are escape plans designed to move you away from discomfort and back into safety. You are not choosing to procrastinate consciously. Your brain is choosing comfort for you. At the core of this behavior is fear. Fear of failing and proving yourself wrong. Fear of being judged and criticized. Fear of realizing that you still have a lot to learn. Fear of not being perfect. Fear of wasting effort. Fear of disappointment. These fears rarely announce themselves clearly. Instead, they hide behind busy schedules and lack of motivation. You say you don't feel ready, but what you really mean is that you are afraid of what might happen if you try. As long as these fears remain hidden, they control your actions without you noticing. Modern life makes this problem even worse. Your brain is constantly surrounded by easy pleasure. A single tap gives you entertainment. A single swipe gives you distraction. A single click gives you comfort. These small dopamine hits train your mind to expect instant rewards. Over time, deep work starts to feel boring. Studying feels heavy. Building something meaningful feels slow. Your brain becomes addicted to quick stimulation and loses patience for long-term effort. So when a difficult task appears, your mind automatically looks for something easier to escape into. Slowly, without realizing it, you begin to build a dangerous identity. You start thinking, I'm just someone who procrastinates. I never finish what I start. Others are more disciplined than me. This identity becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you believe it, the more you act according to it, and the more you act according to it, the stronger it becomes. But this identity is not who you are. It is only a habit your brain has learned. The truth is powerful. Procrastination is not a personality flaw. It is a misdirected survival response. Your brain is not trying to sabotage you. It is trying to protect you from emotional pain, embarrassment, and uncertainty. Unfortunately, in trying to protect you, it is also keeping you small. It is keeping you stuck. It is keeping you far below your potential. Once you understand this, everything changes. You stop hating yourself for delaying. You stop calling yourself lazy. You stop feeling guilty. Instead, you become aware. You realize, this is just fear talking. This is just my brain choosing comfort. This is not who I am. And that awareness is the first step to freedom. Because when you recognize the real enemy, you finally gain the power to defeat it. Once you understand that procrastination is driven by fear and misprogrammed habits, the next question becomes clear. How do you change it? The answer is not through willpower alone. Willpower is unreliable. It rises and falls with mood, energy, and stress. Some days you feel motivated. Most days you don't. If success depended only on motivation, very few people would ever achieve anything meaningful. Real change happens when you redesign the system around you and retrain how your brain responds to effort and reward. Your brain is constantly asking one simple question: what gives me pleasure right now? It does not naturally care about long-term success. It cares about immediate comfort. That is why scrolling through your phone feels easier than opening a book. That is why watching videos feels better than working on your goals. These activities give your brain quick dopamine rewards. Over time, your mind becomes conditioned to chase these small pleasures instead of delayed achievements. To reprogram this pattern, you must reverse it. You must make progress feel rewarding and distraction feel costly. Start by controlling your environment. Do not rely on self-control in a world designed to steal your attention. Remove what tempts you. Put your phone in another room. Close unnecessary tabs. Turn off notifications. Block distracting websites. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. Even the strongest minds collapse when temptation is constant. When distraction is harder to access, focus becomes easier. Next, learn to work with rewards instead of against them. Do not punish yourself with endless effort and no satisfaction. Decide on a meaningful reward before you begin. Maybe it is rest, maybe it is entertainment, maybe it is something you enjoy. But make sure it is earned, not automatic. When your brain learns that effort leads to pleasure, it starts cooperating instead of resisting. Work stops feeling like torture and starts feeling purposeful. One of the biggest traps you must escape is perfectionism. Many people believe they delay because they want to do things well. In reality, they delay because they are afraid of doing things badly. They wait for perfect timing, perfect mood, perfect energy, perfect conditions. That moment never comes. Life is messy. Progress is imperfect. Waiting for perfection is another way of hiding from discomfort. The cure is simple. Start before you feel ready. Allow yourself to be average at first. Allow mistakes. Allow learning. Momentum is more important than quality in the beginning. Use small beginnings to defeat resistance. Do not tell yourself, I will finish everything today. Tell yourself, I will work for 5 minutes. Open the document. Write one sentence. Read one page. Take one step. Small actions bypass fear. They trick your brain into starting. And once you start, continuing becomes much easier. Motion creates motivation. Action creates confidence. Your surroundings also shape your behavior more than your intentions ever will. A messy space creates a messy mind. A noisy environment creates scattered thoughts. A cluttered desk invites distraction. Create a space that signals focus. Clean it. Simplify it. Remove unnecessary items. Place your tools in clear view. When your environment supports your goals, discipline becomes natural instead of forced. Finally, learn to replace emotional escape with emotional control. When you feel stressed, bored, anxious, or uncomfortable, your instinct is to run toward entertainment. Instead, pause, breathe. Sit with the discomfort for a moment. Learn that discomfort is not dangerous. It is temporary. It is part of growth. Each time you resist the urge to escape, you strengthen your mental muscles. Over time, what once felt unbearable becomes manageable. Reprogramming your mind is not about becoming superhuman. It is about becoming intentional. It is about designing your life so that progress becomes easier than procrastination. When your system is re-eti, discipline stops feeling like a battle. It becomes a habit. And habits, once built, carry you further than motivation ever could. In the end, defeating procrastination is not just about techniques, schedules, or productivity hacks. It is about who you decide to become. Your habits are not random. They are expressions of your identity. Every day, through your actions, you are voting for the type of person you are becoming. When you delay, you vote for the identity of someone who avoids challenges. When you act, you vote for the identity of someone who takes responsibility. Over time, these small votes shape your character, your confidence, and your future. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. Your energy is the foundation of your discipline. A tired mind cannot fight temptation. A weak body cannot sustain focus. If you constantly feel exhausted, distracted, and unmotivated, it is not because you lack ambition. It is because your system is broken. Protect your sleep like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Move your body regularly, even if it is just walking. Feed yourself with food that gives you strength instead of temporary highs. When your physical energy improves, your mental strength follows. Discipline becomes easier when your body supports your goals instead of working against them. Clarity is another powerful weapon against procrastination. Many people freeze not because they are lazy, but because they are confused. Big goals feel overwhelming when they are vague. Start a business, get fit, study harder, change my life. These are too large for the brain to handle, so it shuts down. Why? Our job is to turn big dreams into tiny instructions. Not write a book, but open the file and write 1 paragraph. Not get in shape, but do 10 push-ups. Not learn everything, but study for 20 minutes. When your brain knows exactly what to do next, resistance decreases. Make commitments that matter. Stop making empty promises to yourself. I'll do it someday is a lie that keeps you trapped. Replace it with clear agreements. Write down what you will do, when you will do it, and how long you will do it. Put it where you can see it. Tell someone you trust. Create consequences. When your word has weight, your actions gain power. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your self-respect grows. And self-respect is the fuel of consistency. Learn to act even when you don't feel ready. Confidence does not come before action. It comes after it. Most people wait to feel motivated, inspired, or fearless. That moment rarely arrives. Strong people move first and let confidence catch up later. They understand that fear is not a signal to stop. It is a signal that growth is near. Every time you act despite fear, you expand your comfort zone. What once scared you becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes routine. Over time, something powerful begins to happen. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop arguing with excuses. You stop asking, should I do this? You simply do it. Action becomes your default response. Responsibility becomes part of who you are. You begin to trust yourself, and when you trust yourself, procrastination loses its grip. It no longer controls your decisions. This is the warrior mindset, not aggression, not perfection, but quiet company. Insistency. Showing up when no one is watching. Working when motivation is absent. Choosing discipline over comfort, progress over pleasure, purpose over excuses. You do not need to be extraordinary. You only need to be committed. Every time you start when you want to delay, you are building your future. Every time you finish when you want to quit, you are proving your strength. Every small action matters. Every effort counts. Your destiny is being shaped in these invisible moments. So do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not negotiate with fear. Begin now. Begin imperfectly. Begin tired. Begin uncertain. But begin. Because the person you want to become is waiting on the other side of your courage. Starting is important. Acting is powerful. But staying consistent is what truly changes your life. Many people begin with energy and excitement, then slowly fade away when progress becomes slow and boring. They mistake motivation for commitment. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls. Discipline is structural. It stays even when emotions disappear. If you want lasting success, you must learn how to function without depending on inspiration. Progress is not dramatic. It is quiet. It happens in small, invisible steps taken every day. Reading 10 pages daily seems insignificant. Exercising 20 minutes seems minor. Working on your goal for half an hour feels small. But over months and years, these tiny actions compound into massive results. Most people fail because they underestimate the power of daily effort and overestimate the power of sudden breakthroughs. One of the biggest enemies of consistency is impatience. You want fast results. You want proof that your work is paying off. When you don't see it quickly, doubt enters. You start questioning your path. You start slowing down. You start skipping days. But growth often happens underground, before it appears on the surface. Just like roots grow before a tree becomes visible, your skills, confidence, and discipline are developing silently. Trust the process. Create routines that support your goals. Do not rely on daily decision-making. Decide once, then follow the system. Choose fixed times for work, learning, exercise, and rest. When something becomes part of your routine, it requires less mental energy. It becomes automatic. Discipline turns into habit, and habits run your life. Track your progress, not to judge yourself, but to stay aware. Write down what you complete each day. Mark your efforts. Celebrate consistency, not perfection. Missing one day is not failure. Quitting is. When you fall off, return immediately. Do not wait for a fresh start. Every moment is a fresh start. Learn to manage setbacks wisely. You will feel tired. You will feel bored. You will feel unmotivated. Sometimes you will fail. That is normal. What matters is how you respond. Weak minds use failure as an excuse to quit. Strong minds use it as feedback to improve. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Then move forward. Protect your focus like a valuable asset. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every message needs a reply. Not every opportunity deserves your energy. Learn to say no. Every yes to distraction is a no to your future. Simplify your life, so your main goals receive your best effort. Over time, consistency builds quiet confidence. You stop doubting yourself. You stop needing validation. You know who you are because you have proven it to yourself through action. That confidence cannot be taken away. It is earned. True discipline is not harsh. It is self-respect in action. It is choosing what matters most over what feels good now. It is keeping promises to yourself when no one is watching. It is showing up again and again, even when progress feels slow. Master consistency, and you master your life. Because success is not built in moments of excitement. It is built in moments of persistence. If you want to truly defeat procrastination and build a powerful life, you must master your emotions. Most people are not defeated by lack of talent or intelligence. They are defeated by their feelings. They work when they feel good. They quit when they feel tired. They start when they feel motivated. They stop when they feel bored. Their life is controlled by mood. But successful people live differently. They act according to values, not emotions. Your mind will not always feel ready. Some days you will feel heavy. Some days you will feel doubtful. Some days you will feel insecure. Some days you will feel lazy. That is normal. It is part of being human. The mistake is believing that these emotions deserve control over your actions. Feelings are temporary. Discipline is permanent. Learn this truth. You can feel afraid and still act. You can feel tired and still work. You can feel unmotivated and still move forward. Strength is not the absence of weakness. It is movement despite weakness. One of the biggest reasons people procrastinate is emotional discomfort. When a task makes you anxious, uncertain, or insecure, your brain looks for escape. It wants relief. So it sends you to your phone, to entertainment, to sleep, to food, to distraction. These things do not solve the problem. They only delay it, and every delay makes the fear bigger. The solution is emotional courage. Sit with discomfort, feel it, accept it, and work anyway. When you do this repeatedly, your brain learns that discomfort is not dangerous. It becomes weaker. You become stronger. You must also learn how to speak to yourself. Your inner voice shapes your destiny. If you constantly say, "I'm lazy, I can't do this, I always fail," you are programming yourself for weakness. Change the language. Tell yourself, "I am learning. I am improving. I finish what I start. I am disciplined." Even if you don't fully believe it at first, repetition builds identity. Your mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. Another powerful skill is emotional recovery. You will fail sometimes. You will waste days. You will break routines. You will disappoint yourself. Do not let one mistake become a life sentence. Weak minds turn small failures into excuses to quit. Strong minds reset immediately. They say, "Okay, I slipped. Now I'm back. No drama, no self-hate, no delay. Just return to action." This ability to recover quickly is one of the greatest advantages you can develop. Learn to delay gratification. Most people choose small pleasure today over big success tomorrow. Strong people reverse this. They choose discomfort now for freedom later. They study while others relax. They work while others scroll. They build while others waste time. This is not sacrifice. This is investment. Every disciplined action is a deposit into your future. Mental toughness also means learning to be alone with your goals. Not everyone will support you. Not everyone will understand you. Some will doubt you. Some will mock you. Some will distract you. You must learn to walk alone when necessary. Your vision does not need approval. Your dreams do not need permission. Stay focused. Stay silent. Stay committed. Over time, emotional strength creates deep confidence. You stop being controlled by fear. You stop being shaken by opinions. You stop being dependent on motivation. You become stable, reliable, powerful. You trust yourself because you have proven to yourself that you do not quit when things get hard. This is when procrastination truly dies. Not because you learned a trick, but because you became a different person, a person who acts under pressure, a person who works through doubt, a person who keeps going when others stop. When you master your emotions, you master your life. And when you master your life, nothing can stop you.